Hello, hello, imaginary villain here, and well, I decided to stream way earlier tonight because I'm just bored. So, where last we left off in our quest to create Diablo in RPGMaker was I made a darkness spell. I don't know why I made this spell. It was just I gave it to the enemies just because I wanted to play around with it, I guess. I don't know, and it was fun enough that I just kind of kept it. Yeah, I don't know why I kept it though. It was fun, so I did. Um, yeah. Tonight, my plan is to do many of these things, like a status ailment cure, because I discovered that the enemies pretty much can stack the darkness almost indefinitely. And I don't have magic missile to fight the darkness, so, it kind of sucks. Um, hmm. Yeah. Also, this track is terrible. I'm going to try this new thing where I just keep removing tracks that suck until eventually I find the ones I want to use. I'm still sorting through those Dark Fantasy Studio tracks, and there's over 1,000 of them. It's endless. It's so endless. Okay. So just to show off the darkness effect. I'm going to turn off the music because I had it temporarily on. I do. Using the VS plugin because it gets the job done. It seems pretty good. Bit of an error with that, but that's okay. So gave it to the anti-build dolls with the shadow versions because I figured that they were visible and it would be kind of cool if they had an attack that would just make them not visible. And yeah, like that. And look, now they're really hard to see. Just one problem, it doesn't actually do damage yet. They also leap after the player and try to clap the player. For some reason the character is walking, not dashing. Interesting. Huh. As you can see, there's a counter here going, and it's like at 18 now. It just keeps going. There needs to be a cap or something. They're not very threatening though. They don't do anything. They just make it dark. Which I guess could be their own thing. They could just be like one of the first enemies, and all they do is make it dark. Maybe kind of an interesting level where they don't really actually hurt anything. They just make it dark. Also, these two houses are on top of each other for reasons. And for some reason, my friend does not want to show me all this stuff here. Alright, well. Also today I'm experimenting with actually having the stream have a notify me option. Which I think worked out. I'm going to double check and make certain that I actually meant it, it is public, okay. Okay, the stream is really there. Just double checking. One of these things that I am famed now for doing. Leaving it private and then waiting like 20 minutes and then going, wait a minute, your stream isn't even visible. Good plan. Best plan. Okay, and let's see if I can test it there. Okay, well, I'm thinking about it. One of the problems, if you saw when I was testing that out, is that you can't see the darkness graphic at all. So what I'm thinking is I want an eyeball for it. Because, yeah, an eyeball sounds great. So I'm going to pull out, well, pull out an eyeball. That would be awful sounding. I'm going to edit one out of a picture of a character. Let me find the character. Probably edit out of a character. Unless I already have an icon for it. Let's see here. I can just use Pop It and borrow her eyes. You know, that actually brings up an interesting idea. The status effect could appear on top of the character, too. Wait a minute. The other issue is that they kind of stack on top of each other. So, I guess we'll have poison there, and then we'll have darkness on the other one. Oops. Okay, so... I was going to do an eyeball, but now I'm kind of wondering on that if I do it or not. Because the keyword's not going to delete things. Okay. If they put over the character, it'd be kind of hard to tell because they'd both be on top of each other. Do I want to move them over to the side? It's kind of weird. Hmm. Well, maybe, because otherwise they appear on top of each other anyway. I guess that really only has 3 spaces for these. I think slowed is the other one I'm going to have. Maybe on fire. I could have these 4 different things, and that's pretty much going to be the choices of champions for this. Anything more than that's going to be probably unnecessary. Kind of peeking a little bit here. I'm always playing with the sound settings. Alright, so... would that look cool to borrow eyes out of it or not? Might not be big enough to actually get the job done. I might need to re-render it so it's bigger. Alright, well. We'll move Daz off the screen. Daz is not work safe. It's not even kind of work safe. We're not even going to pretend like it's work safe. Because all the models don't come with clothes to start with. You have to add those. So, you know. Probably not what I want on there. I'm going to find the new version of Pop It. We're just going to hope this doesn't crash the stream. That's my plan here. Just hope it doesn't crash the stream. It might. I don't know. It has before. Takes a moment. Daz loads itself. Daz is unfriendly with everything. I'll bring it onto the screen in a second. Alright, everything that shouldn't be on the screen is fine. You never know with this thing. This is... People who do streams with this are the bravest people I've ever met in my life. We're going to get nice and up close and personal here. Oh, that actually looks great because of the way it's shaded right there. Oh, perfect. I'm in. I'm so in. Pop it. What is it? We're going to save this in the renders. Really is just a lot of things that are I'm always worried about having personal information leaked onto things, so I just kind of hide it as much as possible when I'm saving things. This program here is fantastic. Like, if you ever get the chance to use Daz 3D, you can just make these incredible characters that are just... Yep, that's up close and personal with Pop It. Like, way up close and personal with all the stitching and everything, too. I actually gave her a different hair for if I ever used her in Yui. Because that hair in Yui makes her look like Cousin It when it's running around. It just turns into a giant ball of... It's awful. It's just the worst thing ever. You can't even see her move. It shouldn't actually take that long. It could actually be in some way I do it too. But yeah, I love how the side came out though. I mean, that's just perfect. It'll just be an eyeball with this darkness around it. Or maybe even just both eyes and just darkness around it. Actually, that would be kind of cool with both eyes. You can just make it like a mask that appears. Yeah, I could see that. And then maybe I include an outer glow around it so that it sticks out over the interface here. In that case, I want to move this over a tiny bit probably because it needs to have a little more space. Honestly, they should probably both be moved over so they're not crowding on top of this. The other option is to put them up higher too. It's actually not a bad idea. You could have them up here. Might actually be better. And for this, so it's using 67. I'd rather do this. Oh no, don't return those. Return tildes. And then no, yeah, I have a better way of doing this. I guess I made the exclamation. That's a little weird. Wish there was an easy way to set it up where it only showed where it could stack them up there, so they would maneuver based upon which one was active. But with this particular thing, it's not so easy. Anyway, this is done. Now to make ourselves a darkness graphic. Can I get away with just cheating? Not very helpful. Maybe that. Maybe like a shade less dark. That's not too bad, but maybe one shade lighter than that even. Oh no, I like the other better. And I'm going to sit there and resize the canvas to get rid of this little white part on the end there. All right. Oops. Should have cut it first and then did it. Oops. Well, it wasn't that hard to do. I definitely want it to stick out over the black. That's my biggest concern here. Let's make a quick save of this. And then, how big are we going to want this? Probably not that big, honestly. Maybe like 200? Oh. I don't know what the number it was a second ago, so I'll just do this. Then we're going to go over to here and save it in Topic Quest. It's PNG. I guess Topic Darkness. Just calling it Darkness doesn't seem like it's a very good descriptor. Alright, so armed with that, we're going to close up DAZ. Great program and all, but it can be quite savage on the resources when it wants to be. And like I say, it's crashed the stream one time so far, so I'm not really looking to risk it again, to be honest. It just seems kind of, eh, not worth it. I almost want it to be taller. I put the graphic below it or something, or the counter below it. I also don't think you even need the words, honestly. It's not very well lined up at all, is it? Okay, that's awkward. Lines up with everything except for what I actually want it to line up with. Alright, let's do that. See how that looks. Middle lag going on. Why is this? I'm gonna check something real fast. There's a weird error with RM where it just doesn't close its processes very well. I'll test it and then I'll worry about it. Question mark? What in the world? I'm just going to restart the engine. I need more caffeine to wake myself up here. There's like a Qt web engine process that just keeps staying in memory sometimes on use ARM. I believe it's actually a Steam error, but not actually ARM itself, but it doesn't really matter. It seems to happen either way. Okay. Also, Krita sometimes has problems with it, the art program, so. Nope, I guess it was the art program. Graphics not showing. Why is that? No. I'd hope if darkness was on, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would help a lot if I actually set it to, check when it's actually on and not just copy and pasted the poison one and then wonder why it didn't work. That much trouble I get into with copy and pasting. You think I would probably stop doing it as often as I do, but it does save a lot of time retyping things. Alright. Okay, I don't know if I like the little waving thing or not. To make sure it wears off as soon as I can dodge it enough to actually have that happen. Wow, that was annoying. Can't want to check something in the options there. This is not dashing when it should be, so why is that? Ah. That'll make you dash all the time. Okay, so well, consider that done. Oh yeah, I was going to improve the darkness so it was actually easier to see. And after I think I'll do a status ailment thing or a cure for him. Because it's really hard to see and it stacks for so long that too many of those things in the map might as well just be dark the whole time. That's not very fun at all. No. Okay, so where was it at? Actually, what is normal? Okay, and dark is negative there. Is it like minus 30 or something? Oops. Don't need hit enter. Negative 30, negative 30, and negative 30. Alright. I don't want it to be impossible to see. I want it to be obnoxious. Basically, if it was impossible to see, it would just be deadly, and that wouldn't be any fun. Plenty of things do so much damage in this that's just... Granted, I could have a thing where you have to... If you stay in the dark too long, something bad happens, like an instant KO. And then have items that actually light the area up. We're going to add that to the list of options. Level with darkness. You collect items to light it up to avoid instant death. I don't know if I'll use that, but is that easier or harder to see? It almost doesn't make enough of a difference, does it? I like that way less. All right. I guess having the greater blue kind of makes it a little easier to tell where things are. Or having it just be mostly blue. Alright. See how that looks. Unfortunately, there's no way I can really test this without actually just going into the game, so a lot of testing just consists of load it and see what happens. Alright, little dolls, send me to the Shadow Realm. As soon as you need a Shadow Realm, the Shadow Realm was nowhere to be found. It's almost not even that impactful. I really feel like it's a Goldilocks moment here where it's just too dark or too light, but it's nowhere in between. I don't see any work in the mouse movement. Sometimes it sticks. That's not too bad. I mean, it's not perfect, but it does make them way harder to see. And their projectiles. And they're kind of supposed to stack with each other, so that makes sense. I can get behind that. Close enough. It's also a change I want to make with the projectiles, thinking about it. Previously, once they got to where they were supposed to be, they would destroy themselves, but I don't think I want to do that. No. Did I keep the event? I had one called projectile movement, which just moved it based on whichever its last direction was. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to make it so they get to the point where they're going, and then they just keep flying forward. Can't type right now. Some mostly affect the player stuff, but still better than it just exploding right next to the target unless you directly click on them. which doesn't really happen that much. It's kind of hard to do. I've tried it a few times. Clicking on them exactly is not always so easy. It's like whack-a-mole. Nice. Oof. Yep. It's not responding to people telling me I am streaming. Whenever I drink, it's kind of messing with my throat a little bit. My throat feels a little strange. Or something. I don't think I'm coming down with anything, but it's kind of annoying. Makes me feel less talkative because I'm like going choking on it over there. Let's test this out. So this is mostly for the player because the enemy ones are always going towards the player's location. No. I can always set a different location for them. Okay. They're not really continuously going forward, are they? Yeah, reaches location, this bounces back and forth. That means it's not reaching a point where this triggers. Well, actually, I think that's setting towards the it's not to be touch coordinates on that. Uh-oh. I think I changed this on the mouse so that it would actually do canvas to map X. Well, that is not acceptable. Let's get the touch input. Alright, that should do touch inputs, and then should compare pixels better. Because before it's comparing grid spaces to pixels. That's stupid. That's not going to work. Yeah. Eh, 40 is probably too, maybe 30. All right. And those portals can actually trigger from a greater distance too. Actually, I'll make a note. Something I've discovered, I kind of forget things I'm going throughout the night and just kind of we'll get sidetracked. So if I write down what I'm supposed to go back to, it'll probably be a little easier. Huh. Keyboard movement's almost better than the other movement. Oh. Okay, we need to see where the numbers are coming up weird here. Get console log going in here so we can double check this. All right. Clear projectile. Oh, resist the airstrike dysfunction there. Player projectile dysfunction. Tempting though. Really? I just want to change that so that would not be how it worked. Oh. I removed the variables that were doing exactly this and added in the thing that was very legitimate code to do it. Well, you know, listen, sometimes you just do stupid things. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's just how it is. It's just my thug life at this point. I don't even worry about it. It's fine. Close this up. Open it again. Okay. Average view duration of 48 seconds. Sounds about right. But then again, so far, some people who stayed the longest have been people who are just not even game dev related. So, is what it is. Okay. Maybe I don't use the pixels. So oh, this needs to be canvas. It really does. The problem is the screen X is not always going to be the same as the. I mean, screen X will always be the same, but what we're talking about on the map won't always be. So the PX will be different for this. All right, all right. I didn't even think about that. Another stream of projectile dysfunction. And this should be easily fixed by simply doing the less snazzy way. We're going to do grid spaces, so it only needs to be one. All right. Having a lot of issues with the keyboard and mouse. The connector just doesn't seem very good or something. I don't know. Or something wrong with the USBs. Let's figure out what that is. Okay. Now for a quick test of this. Hopefully this works. Figured out I'm just going to do more enemies and everything like that. Just keep working on them because they're all kind of not very good. Like, they're not that interesting of enemies. They make the enemy behaviors a little more enticing, I suppose. A little more exciting. A little more varied. I'm not sure how many enemies I actually need for this little small thing. I probably am making too many. I'm just going to take the ones I have and just keep making them better at this point. Yeah, they still sit there and do weird things. Why? The numbers are looking a little more accurate, but how are those coming up as fractions? Doesn't make sense. So that shouldn't be possible. Alright, well. First things first, I'm going to type this over in a real editor. Ain't nobody want to do this the hard way. I'll use this one, why not? That's about round. Round. Just want it to arrive within one space of the other one. That's all that matters. And that'll prevent the results from being a decimal, which I'm not even certain how it arrives at that. Must be something to do with how cube movement does it. But usually cube movement has px, which is like its px and py for its pixel coordinates, so base everything on that. But x and y don't typically return fractional stuff like that, or decimals, I should say. Still doing it. Why is it still doing it? Oh. My code works great. Just one problem. I didn't change the console code. So it's not going to do that. Get the new results. Alright, well, let's see what happens now. Okay. So if you do this, then it means you can actually see where the code issues are here. I forgot it hates tilde keys like this inside of tilde keys. You can't do that. Doesn't matter. Yeah, this will tell me exactly the code I entered, so I know exactly what I need to look for, basically, or at least what works and what doesn't. Okay. What is that? Wasn't paying attention where it was at. There we go. Alright, the downside doing that, I just wanted to color code the code so I knew exactly where everything was at. Kind of makes it a little obnoxious though sometimes if you click on weird locations and forget to document where it was at. Oops, close these. All right. I must say the mouse movement's still not that great. I might just want to not use it. It still does that. So that is working, but what it's doing is it's getting the wrong direction, I guess. Let's see what it's saying here. See where I'm making this mistake. And put it between tildes so I can find it again. Oh. That makes sense. This doesn't cause some sort of a problem in there. Downside having a crap engine. It won't tell you about that error, you'll just be sad. All right. Me and my last direction code is just constantly changing. I need to have basically pick the one direction and then just go forward from that point on. Could also just try and move forward as an option. Well, that triggers me off the other one. Okay. Starting to see where it's breaking at. All right. We'll console log that. Start distance, make it easy. Somewhere this information is breaking, I will find it. Just remember to close the previous version before I open a new one. Been having a lot of neck issues, and all I have to say is don't injure your neck. It turns out it's important. Bad things will happen to you if you injure your neck. Yes. It never comes up true. But here's the thing, it didn't come up true on this either. When the numbers were even. Is there a problem with this command? Sure hope not, I've been using it for a while. Not that distance. Oh god, I use the word distance. I'm just going to go top to the top. I know it is. Oh. I put the command in wrong. Oh, the worst part is it's my command. And yet here I am entering it wrong. Why? I'm just going to go ahead and copy this over in here. The main editor is terrible. Don't use it. Or do whatever. Alright, so... I don't know why I didn't just use the actual cut command. Copy. Right. Yep. This is why we run console commands everywhere. Because if you run enough console commands, you can find out exactly what's wrong with everything. So much easier. So much easier. So much easier indeed. Close this up. Okay, that's good. Now, if only I could console command my keyboard, or why it doesn't always want to work. Alright, so last direction is not working right. And the code that was messed up is... Makes us trying to set the game interpreter as having the last direction, and well, game interpreter is not a map event, doesn't have a last direction. I didn't code in such a thing, and even if I did, what would it even do? Nothing. It would make no sense. I thought this would just be a quick little add-in, and I didn't realize it was going to be something that took forever. Shoot trigger. My keyboard's being dumb? Yeah, my keyboard's being dumb. I really need to find a solution to that. It's very problematic. Console? Did I not copy paste it? Maybe I forgot. Oh, I didn't change the what it said in the comment. Okay. How is that undefined? Okay, it looks like I just did some dumb things here. I'll quickly fix this. Okay, well, this shouldn't be there. This should actually be here. Actually, just making all kinds of dumb mistakes on this one. One misspaced parenthesis. Oops, gotta close the old one. Now let's see if I fix the problem this time? Question mark. It goes until it doesn't bounce anymore, it just goes until it breaks. There you go. Looking good? Is it looking good? Undefined 1. Why is the last direction always 1 though? I'm gonna try something really quick here. Let's toggle skip. I want to see if I can get away just move forward. A lot of times I really can't do that because of the fact that it's using Q movement, and these commands don't always work so well with Q movement. So one step forward often just does the 4 cardinal directions and not doesn't do the diagonals or pixel movement for that matter. All right. So it's supposed to be such a simple fix. Kind of worked before though, so I don't know. Move forward does not really do what I want it to do. It just kind of does the same wobble around thing. I had a backup projectile that also worked around this, doing the last direction it moved. Or setting its direction initially and then going from there. Hmm. Oh, I kicked out of that. Doesn't do what I want. No, it's actually supposed to be. Oh, that's right, because it does the. It said something like this with the name of it, and then a comma, and then what it is. Am I missing something in that? It looks correct. I missed the color coding already. And the weirdest thing ever, the game interpreter actually does have the event ID, but it doesn't actually count itself as the event necessarily. So setting self variables doesn't always work quite right otherwise. Get back up with that. I don't think this will work on this one, but I can try. This weird finicky plugin is just not the best. Granted, the last method mostly worked. Actually, I guess to be fair, the last one did work well enough, so I guess it doesn't really matter what I'm thinking here. It gets the job done. I find that acceptable. So let's just stick with it. Okay. Quick double check to make certain that does exactly what I need, and then I'm good. All right. Turn these down a little bit. All right. Still doesn't quite do what I want. Oh, I know exactly what I'm doing wrong here. So what happens is it will step away from this location, but then this will now be true and it won't go back to there. Let's try this again, but this time with feeling. So this time here, keyboard does dumb things. We'll make this gold. In honor of that one chick from Deponia. And it being the goal that they're trying to reach anyway. Gold will equal false. Had a cough for a second there. That's good. So goals set to false. And then on this one here, conditional branch here, not a loop, misclick. This mouse is very finicky lately. So we're going to set it to if this gets equal to true. Actually, what am I thinking? Is equal to false. It's just a switch that once it goes off, it'll basically prevent it from ever doing it again. I think I have to actually put that there as well because it'll there'll be a hang up or one move where it doesn't actually be able to stop for a second. Suddenly coughing. Annoying. Ugh. Start early because it was boring not doing it, then start coughing, making it nice and more difficult to do. Oh, one of the new blocks I made. Cool. Oh, still does it. Console log this stop mass direction. I think I'm missing something really stupid here. I'm gonna change the music after this. I'm getting tired of this track. Okay. I'm gonna. Oh, there's a chat message. I didn't even notice it. Well, if you're still watching, Travis, hi. How's it going? And if you're not, I'm sorry I missed your message. I didn't even look over there. I wish this thing would timestamp something. They don't really tell you about these things, do they? For some reason this didn't want to open up, though. Okay, so where are we at here? Chances are I probably said hi about, I want to say around 12:10 a.m. here. when the last spike for actual people watching was on, and I wasn't paying attention. I need to pay attention to that. It's not even something I think about that someone might actually chat at me. I get so caught up in deving that it just isn't even a thing. But it needs to become a thing that I pay attention to. Just have the chat window up instead of having the other stuff over and on the side. Why is the last direction not actually bringing up anything? That seems weird. I use this all the time. Yeah, this last direction, so it should actually be a thing. I'm actually calling game map event too, so it's not even like I'm doing it the other way. Well, I guess I could try this on there. Actually, I'm already trying this last direction. It's not coming up as the right thing either. Set self variable. Set. Come on. Oof. Keyboard is real garbage. Come on. All right, time to make a change to this music while I'm thinking about it. This might be something that I just return to later because it's just wasting a lot of time, and I'm not really certain why things are as they are. It's just something dumb, I'm sure. But, okay. So many Dark Fantasy Studio tracks. Granted, I listen to a lot of them the same over and over because I don't pay enough attention to when I'm listening to them to actually set them aside and put the right ones in. And delete the ones I'm not going to use. Which I probably should do. I really should. And we're going to try this one last thing here, and then I'm going to probably just try something different, come back to this later. Tonight I'll stream until like 2 or something. Just streaming until 4 a.m. or whatever is kind of rough. If I can stream earlier, it's not that bad. But I've been having to get up really early like today where I'm just already tired. It's like to start of my week. No, that's working. Okay, well, if that's the case, and this is working, Do it like this. Didn't I just listen to this track? How about the next one? You just heard that one. So at that point it'll read that this is false, which it already said that, right? So this is false. And then should set the last direction of that. Should be right. Alright. Let's do a quick test here and then, yeah. And I feel so bad that I keep missing people's chats. I'm the first person ever typed in my chat. I missed them. Sounds about like me. I just didn't expect it. That's okay. Hopefully there'll be more. And if not, well, you know, oops. That's just how it be. Oh, these are all too close. It's not actually going far enough for me to see. Looks like it finally worked. Nice. Excellent. Well, maybe it works. Maybe not. Huh. Why does it flip Celsius D on at that point, though? Does NPC2 have that? Huh. Guess I'll check that real fast to make certain that I didn't do something weird. Go ahead and revert this file. H2. Map blocks array, sure, does those. No, those are all fine. Probably add in the slow effect too while I'm at it. I think that's probably about all I need though. Technically slow already exists, I just don't have anything that actually fires a slow shot yet. What am I doing on that? Am I going to include it in the thing? Maybe I might leave that one out. It's like coded in, but at the same time, this is supposed to be a prototype, and here I am going down the rabbit hole of just weird stuff. It doesn't seem necessary for a prototype. I think we're going to leave this as it is. I was going to fix the portal so they trigger from a greater distance. Should be portal 3. I should make it like 200 or something. I think I go through and fix this so all the compare thingies are correct too. So that's the wait a second here. Let's make these all the same command so I don't think about this. This is too far. And the command for far is what again? Surprised I didn't change this already. Gotta look up my own commands. That's how pathetic I am sometimes, you know? Actually, this would be fine. Let's do this. So it needs to be a little farther than that. Let's turn this into a pixel command. And I guess we're greater than 240 away from it. Copy this one here because I'm probably going to want to make use of it again. The 240 is too far, which means that I guess 220 will be close enough for it. Sure. I almost want to just default it to pixels, but I made it so everyone can use it. And at some point, I'm going to explain how to use all these so other people can make use of my cool functions. Weird. You go test the portals. More specifically, these portals. Oh, it's still not quite far enough. I don't know. Do I have a number backwards here? No. Move in here and then go like this. Okay. Sure. Alright, well that's fixed. Yeah, move that from my list. And then am I making an ability to cure things? I guess I am. Am I? I don't know if I want that. I almost kind of trivialize this stuff. I could make an item that does it. I was just using spells for everything, but that's a good question. I don't know. How necessary is it, or should I just balance these things so that they're not so OP? Force the player to block. I mean, the player does have two different ways to be invulnerable during that time, so you could actually always just block these things and then just make them trigger less often. I think I might leave that out. I think it might be something that gets added later. What I really think I need is to first of all change the encounter system so that it's a little less ridiculous. Like they're just going crazy. So what's the differentiation? The level thingy? Oh wait, that's the item table. What am I looking at? That's silly. Counter table. It's almost like they spawn too many, or it triggers too often. I remember I made it much harder intentionally, but well, first of all, if I knock the max enemies down a bit, maybe to like 7 or something. Spawn them a little less often. Hmm. And then I think I have the encounter set to spawn a little too close as is anyway. As it goes to the encounter table, then it goes to tools encounter. $13 and $13. How about 15? Hmm. Okay, well then, let's see. Is this event ID? Is this? Random zones. Based on player's last direction. Sure. It's a random event. Creates a random one. Does it? Everything seems fine there. I just need to make it a little farther, I think. Tone them down a bit so they don't spawn so many. Actually, I have a better idea first. Let's put the other ones in so I can kind of tell them apart and see which ones are spawning and not. Even though the Annies aren't already, but that's okay. Huh. Oh, 2 people liked the video already. Nice. I mean, they didn't stay to watch, so they're just, solidarity helped me out, but still. Nice of them. Thanks if they ever end up watching this. If not, I'll thank them later. I don't know who did it, so, it's purely guessing. I want to see if it's actually, who it is, unless they tell me, but Oh, I forgot. Don't ever hit the numbers for these things. Got it. Hit the key for it, and suddenly it just did it 100 times, practically. I gotta change the code for spawning them like that. There needs to be like a move up in there or something. Hmm. Doesn't really work close very well, does it? Hmm. Or does that work? Oh, I guess I should try to hit by potentially to see if it works really well or not. Did you destroy that? Did you successfully destroy one of the map blocks? No? Huh. Well, I'm going to take a quick bio break, but before I do that, oops, we'll write that on the screen. Bio break. Okay, way easier. And I will mute that. Alright, I'm back. And this track sucks. We need some new stuff. I really need to just go through all these and just sit there and get rid of a whole bunch of them. Also, looks like I'm peaking quite a bit here. Well, I'll get it figured out eventually. Sometimes I just talk real loud. Other times I get kind of caught on thinking on something and don't tend to talk as much. Or talk as loudly, I should say. What's this Immortals thing? Huh. It's kind of exciting. Part of me just wants to play with Yui instead all night. ORM, you are quite the engine. Yeah, that's it. Quite the engine. Alright, so I was thinking about it, and I'm just going to stop adding in new features at the moment. Nothing. No new features are going to get added. All I'm going to do is make the enemies better and design things so it's more of like an actual game. Other than that, no more new attacks, no more new anything. Just going to leave them as it is. Because I'm all thinking, oh, maybe I should add this and that and this and that. No. Just no. Item system? No. Random things that just happen to spawn and then do something? Okay, that's fine because I already had that system. But otherwise, no. Just no. Alright, so... what does darkness even do? It just makes it hard to see. Do I have a status element that just makes it hard to see? Is that like the thing? I mean, that is kind of obnoxious. It makes them not particularly dangerous by themselves. I mean, they can leap up and try to attack you, but... I guess their leap attack needs to be far stronger if they're not going to have a projectile that actually does damage. That's fine. That's fine. Make them just more devastating. So... if they're within like a greater range like this, they'll actually leap at the player. Wait. No, this is fine. We just need them to attack more often. 140 is fine. Want them to clap the player. Make them jump more often. Yes. Let's see here. Oh, actually, I should make it only the shadow enemy spawn. If I want to work on them, I might as well make it where I don't have to try to hunt them down. Makes the most sense. I've tried it the other way. It can take forever to figure out where half the enemies are, and I don't want that. So I keep working on the annies tonight. I don't know how many I'm going to need. I mean, I kind of like the poison annies, but there's only so many effects I have programmed. I don't know how many different types of Annabelles I'm going to want to have right now. Annie bells, I should say. These are Raggedy Ann dolls, not Annabelle dolls, so... How about I have a thing where if the player is dark, then they have a different attack pattern. Well, so far they're anywhere near the player. I haven't seen them hit the player yet. Yeah, they're just hitting the player with darkness. Yeah, not a single time have they actually bothered to hit the player. That's lame. Let's make him get closer to Dark Hue. And then... see, it runs the ticker either way. I don't want to run the ticker even if they're, you know, nearby there. So that means they could sit there and stockpile an action, as opposed to the other where they couldn't. Almost wish I'd made a spin attack for him or something like that. That'd be kind of neat. So, action tickers greater than 20 do this. But only if they're that. Maybe I will try a little farther away. Actually, I have a different idea. Now we're going to stay with the 1,000 on this one. I have an idea here. Wait. No. No. That's just written stupidly. Let me go ahead and grab some code here because I'm too lazy to type my own commands here. I just have it backwards. It was just really dumb when I had it in there. Don't even worry about it. You saw nothing. I literally have it set where if the player is within, or if it's within 1,000 of the player, then it does this. So I'll try to walk near the player, but once it's there, it's always going to be within 1,000 of the player, whereas it has the physical attack to be if they're not within 1,000 of the player. But that's the only time, but it has the condition checking to see if it's only within 140 of the player. So it can never be. It's literally an impossible scenario, and I'm just have it set up like that like a complete idiot. So let's do this. I need to go through and set them all to this anyway, the new version, so I don't have to have these other commands that are just all over the place. This is not a far, this is here. And I was dumb. I should have made one 300. Whatever. I'll make the one above the 300 just because that's the one I want to trigger first anyway. I want them to be aggressive. This does not need to be in all these. It can just sit there and stockpile it. In fact, it's always going to trigger it. So if that's the case, I'm going to let it stockpile it so it can get an action immediately. And if it's doing that, though, I kind of want it to take longer on these actions. I gotta find little doll noises for this, too. I don't really care if Ghost Form timer's off on this one, to be honest. Because I'm leaping, it doesn't get negated by the Ghost Form. It just it would just leave. That's the player would do it. But they'd follow the player, and that's really what's important. I want the enemies to basically hunt the player down, because the player's pretty quick. It started just the right time I thought I was playing Art for a second there. Art uses that music in its levels. That's a big one. I could put an else on the 300 so they actually fire their darkness at them. Well, that's not very effective, is it? Ah. Should be a little better. I really want them to dark the player, and then I want them to jump in and try to hurt the player. A little assassin. One of the things I haven't really figured out how to, or haven't really thought about, is a lot of how a lot of the enemy patterns and movements in games. It just never occurred to me. These are things I would think about. Like, it makes sense. I just hadn't really thought about it. My team hit the player. Ever. I need new hit patterns for the various things here. Let's see. So we need a hit effects for darkness and poison. If they're still not attacking me. Oh, I need to put mode far on that. Otherwise, it would just cause them to leap first and never attack. Basic logic, real difficult today. Oh, I've just been sitting with like a headache all day from just not really having slept terribly well last night. So I had to get up early to do work, and I was like, oh, early being relative, of course. I think I went to sleep at like 7 or 8 a.m. and had to be up at 1 a.m. So I saw 1 p.m. So I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. Oh God, look at him. That's brutal. Jesus. Okay, well that's brutal. Two things need to happen. One, through needs to go on while they're that close. And they most definitely need an action ticker on that. Oh my God. That was brutal. So if they're within range, through is on. And then if they are not within range, through is off. Now I'm all paranoidly checking the chat thing just because one person messaged me and I missed it. I keep looking over there going, did I miss anybody? I can already see where that's just going to be something that'll just mess with my head a bit. Like, oh, you missed someone again. Well, I'm pretty much 1 for 3 on catching people who've chatted in there, so I'm not very good at this so far. 32% success rate's not amazing. You caught on that thing? Yeah, they can walk inside things sometimes. They're kind of brutal. Like they have a little combo thing. They're really hard to see if they what's that lag? I don't know. Maybe instead of it being a distance, it should be if the player is if the player's darkness isn't high enough. Like maybe the Annies want it dark before they move in. They try to shut the lights out and then come in and start slapping you around. I kind of like that. Kind of like that a lot. Actually, what is the variable for this one? Find it on the list here. You have a timer section there somewhere around here. Do I? $149, the dark timer? Guess I gotta check the event, see what happens then. Make certain I'm really using that, not using something else. $69, I was using something else. Oh, cool. So if it's less than, I guess, 10. Name variables, not value. 69 is less than or equal to 9. I want them to have like a 10-second thingy on the player before they jump in. So this way the player is unaware. It's a combo thing. You can easily block the attacks if you want, so then they won't come in and attack you until it's dark. Once it's dark, they're coming for you. That's just so thematically cool by comparison. So them just starting shooting distance, they just sit there and wait in the shadows, and then the second it's dark enough for them, then they come forward. It's kind of messed up. I like it. Okay, well, if that's how they're going to be, their duration needs to be much, much longer. Because I want them to come in and attack, but they're not going to come in and attack and do that, so it's like a big pain to get enough darkness on the player to actually cause them to attack. So I need, like, by the time 2 of them are fired, they'll still lose about seconds, so you probably get hit about 3 times before they'll come in and start attacking you. Also, I could just put the darkness like 5 too, for that matter too. 2 strikes before they're willing to come in. So weird lag spike that just happened there. I did up the cost of the mouse thingy, so I might want to turn that back down. Alright, so you gotta keep your hand on the block a lot. I don't know if I like the star block as much. I also think that it should cause light around the player. So I want a small light player to see when block is going on. I think that's true. What's the light event I want to spawn? I could just do one of these little small lights. Not a small light. Just a simple white light, I guess. Perfect. Yeah, put this light over here. The block doesn't actually spawn any kind of thing on there, so it's It's not like an event or something, so this needs to have its own separate thing here. Actually, what am I doing? I should set the collider to false. Oops. I can emit light. Blocking white light. And these should have no colliders. Also, I'm not going to block projectiles. I don't care about that anymore. Actually, the default collider might be 0. Let me double check that I have that it's set at 0. I might be wasting my time doing that. Oh, I want to make one change here. Let's knock this down to... set that at 0. I don't think I want it to wait ever. That might be causing some lag issues. Whenever you use all these plugins, weird stuff just happens. You just don't worry about it. It's just how it is. You just gotta live with it. It really sucks. I don't recommend that. Not at all. Yeah, it just defaults to 0. There's no problems. I don't need to individually set that. Better to just set the few that actually matter and then not set the others. Ugh, man. Oops. Something I ate earlier does not agree with me. No. Might have been this whole group of Devil's Food donut holes. Like, there's a nearby donut shop, and these things are amazing, but they almost never make them, and when they do, it's almost always by special order. Like, you just have to actually call them and get it set up in advance and order enough of them that they'll even do it. And then sometimes they just tell you no anyway. It's so weird. They're like a secret item that they have. But I went in there last night and they just had them. And because I was in such shock, I guess my brain just left the building and I ordered 4 dozen of them. There's no way I'm going to be able to eat 4 dozen of them. They're donut holes, so they're not like huge. I want to say 4 to 5 of them counts as a donut, but still. That's a lot of donuts. I just wanted some, but you never see them. They're actually kind of terrifying. You're just running away from them the whole time. They're almost not fast enough, though. Like, I don't see them actually hitting me, though. That's the problem. They're really annoying. As long as you remember to block. Oh, wait, I forgot to test this. You know what I actually forgot to do? Tell it to spawn that. Tell that. So... 258. Oh, I put block here and decided that was a better idea. Because of the issues it was causing with the other setup. GamePlayer.x, GamePlayer.y. This lasts 60 frames. Alright. Give the player some sort of way to fight the darkness without actually being able to cure the darkness. I mean, all their spells create light too, so it does kind of fight. A little. I gotta make some creepy pictures for the things too to represent the levels. Or just the enemies. Ooh, what's this? Okay, well that part where I set it to like 0 or whatever, yeah, don't do that. I've never seen that error before. Seems to have happened when I set it to 0. I might actually just not have moved my mouse and just have it be a targeting thing. I'm not opposed to this idea. There's some real issues with Q Pathfind. And it's just a complete catastrophe of how it interacts with Q movement and all that. And it's just how Q movement interacts with Q plus. I just don't think so. It seems terrible. Why is there a thing around me? That is weird. Why is it weird? Not weird at all. Actually, this page doesn't need to do much at all. I'll just leave this page anyway, even though I don't need it to do much. But just in case I want it later for some reason. Actually, I'm going to put all the actions on just the first page. If all of them have the exact same D, then I could just not have to worry about it. Only ever change the front page or the first page of it. And that just seems so much easier. Maybe during this stream I'll actually explain how to use these plugins too, so then I can just chop the stream up and use it as videos to explain how to do things. Oh yeah, I kind of want to do that. I'm never going to get the videos done otherwise, it seems like. And I was hoping to release these plugins so people could see how to use them. Well, could just use them, but I didn't want to have to explain how to use them in a separate video. But I don't know. The less complicated I make the video, the more likely I release a video. I found it's always better to release content than not. I haven't even tested this. It stays a little too long. I want to say it stays like slightly too long there, maybe like that long. Kind of ruins the immersion when the light goes away slightly after the other. So many visuals are about timing. So interesting to see once this actually is a playable prototype for people, if they get excited by it or if they just don't care. And once again, we're getting that sticky issue. Weird. They need a creepy laugh. I need to find some creepy laugh tracks for the dolls. I don't know if I have any creepy laughs. I do have all those like, sound effects for a female character. So there's probably a laugh somewhere in there. If I just use the thing to increase the pitch to a more, you know, high-pitched thing there, so it seems like it's like a little doll or something making the noise. Because it lacks any form of bass. That'd be okay. I'm pretty satisfied with this. Block is so good. I'm so tempted to just reduce the player's speed. Everyone's so fast. But keeping up with the player is really hard. The player's just really quick. It would almost be a more interesting game if everything was about evasion. I guess it's like art, though. Oh, they're so annoying. They're hard to deal with. I just have a thing to see if it's actually moving or not. Stop being a thingy. Okay. Oops. It's so easy for those attacks to keep getting stuck. Oh. Well, first of all, is it just me or does this actually just look cooler? I like that. Alright, so we'll do this here. And then we'll set this here for normal. Sometimes accidental things turn into design genius. You know, I didn't intend to do that, but because I forgot to turn it off just in case the player died, it ended up looking kind of cool. Hey, look at how much more fitting this is for a dark attic. It was too bright before. All the lights seem to be a lot less ridiculous here, but yeah, that's just way better looking. Huh. Alright, I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. Gotta change the pictures for those. I like that. Any errors I should know about? those three didn't really turn on. One of the big problems we're having is they're getting stuck on the player, so I can't move out of the way. That's the problem with the hopping there. It doesn't really have a hop to safe distance option. So that kind of sucks. I like that way better. The look. Supposed to be a creepy old attic. But it's almost kind of fitting if they with how light this is, that the rest of it would be light. I don't know. Where are you running to? The Q Pathfinder's got a lot of problems. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. To be completely honest, I really don't know. This might become a level idea. Like, you get light things to keep them from... I think I almost like that idea better. Just a varied type of gameplay. Like you said, we'll just have varied gameplay like that. Huh. Let's see, it seems okay. How am I doing that though? Varied gameplay does sound nice. One of the problems is it's largely just about running away. Like, that seems to be the most effective strategy, is just run away. The player's too fast. I'm having a real issue with that problem. Everybody else has to be incredibly fast too. Then it's kind of hard to realize what you're doing in time. I guess instead of having I'd have a dash option that is tied to stamina. My real problem with that though is that there's already so many buttons. Unless she dashes as the ghost. What if that's her dash? If she does that though, I don't want her to be invincible during it. But she's a ghost. It's thematically more exciting for her to be invincible during it. I guess I could try it. She's just so fast right now. I don't like it. After all, this is not art. Art's all about running away. It's entirely the point of art. You're running from death and all that. Whereas this, you're dolls running through these places, you know? It should be, yeah. So, it should just not be how it works, you know? You pathfind. Don't dash on mouse. Don't do that. False. And then... we increase ghost mode a bit. This might just play better. I don't know. I really don't like the player running. It's just so difficult to keep up with them. So difficult. I'll leave the invincibility on for now because the player is now significantly weaker. In that they don't have the, they're only moving at like half the speed now. That's not moving at half the speed at all. It's probably the VS options. And set to always dash. I'm gonna have to use Q speed. Until we're credit, if I do that, I don't need to have all the animations for running. The dash bar might be more fun. The reason why you have the ghost form was it was like an effective dodge. It was kind of fun for bosses that are super aggressive. I don't know, I'm kind of an argument on this one. Which plays better? It's kind of tedious watching her walk though. Like her running is okay. It would make the levels huge. Wait a second, what do you think? That doesn't make the enemies anywhere near as aggressive. A little more suspense instead of running like crazy. Let's take a quick test here. It seems like Ghost Form really doesn't switch things very well. But what if the dash button was just Ghost Form? Hmm. I might try that actually. That's not a bad idea. So, let's make a copy of this thing. So I might want to change it back in a bit. Apparently I did weird way. Let's go ahead and just remove the parallel on that. So if player is dashing is equal to true, I believe that was the script command, else come to me animate dashing. Oh, I forgot the I forgot much when typing this. 45 on. Abilities. So we do this here. Actually, it's just an either or, isn't it? They're the same code. Not really anyone new watching today for the most part. Oh. No, I can't do that. Gotta tie this into the shift system here. Maybe I don't do this. Seems like I have to do a lot of changing. I don't know if I like that much. I can just make it a really fast game. But slow walking is just awful. You know what? Never mind. This seems like a rabbit hole. I'm trying not to do that. So no rabbit holes for me, thank you. That's how the player always dash, I guess. Just seems like the right call. Because even in the menus, the characters, the menu thing too, it's just... When I built the game, I built it kind of for one particular thing, and I forgot to change it. Whatever. Change it later. I built it for a specific thing, and it's just... There's no reason to do that to yourself. It's just, why? Why bother? Hmm. Yeah. I really need to stop trying to do extra things. Just make it work. And just focus on, you know, what it takes to make a prototype. Also, that feels real bad. There you go, feels way better. One thing I might not need though is the little ghost form thingy is okay and all, but it might actually just be cooler as a, you know, white ball. But she does that in the menu and it works just fine. Also, if I disable Q Pathfind, that means the left mouse button can be an ability, and so can the right mouse button. As opposed to now where I don't have that. And that means I can make like right mouse block. And left mouse, you know, use whichever ability targeting the mouse area. Which wouldn't be terrible. I know block's kind of hard to hit, so is ghost form. Oh yeah, we don't want ghost form to be like 20 if it's going to be what it originally was. It's too good. Already seems kind of nutty. Kinda nutters. I don't think I'm gonna have any ability level ups. I think I'm just gonna make the game survive. What if the player just takes damage from the darkness itself if they get too high of darkness? They're making an area that's specific like that? That seems kind of nuts. I'm trying to vary the gameplay a little bit. And I admit that I'm not 100% certain how I'm going to do that. Because collecting the tarot cards is cool and all, but it's not that great. It's kind of tedious after a while. And there's just a lot of them, and they kind of blend together. And that's going to be something to think about here. Well, the variety is pretty good. And I started the stream early because I was just so bored. But now I'm just so not feeling the game dev. Interesting. I do kind of like the light idea. So let's make an item that... Oh, wait. Oh, wait, indeed. The time rewind objective here. I just remove time from that. But you want something that actually looks like light. Um... Ball of light, I guess? Let's make a ball of light projectile here. Kinda not so enthused by the current objective system. I think each one needs a different objective. I mean, they can all still have to get on the tarot cards for everything, but at the very least, it'll be give you something a little different to do. Yeah, I might call it early tonight purely because I started so early. There's your ball light right there. Make it progressively darker for that area too. Have like a dark area for them to test. Maybe each one will just have a different objective. It's just a prototype to test things. It's not supposed to be an actual game. The gameplay would come later, but I want it to be maybe not quite so so much set in stone yet, because I want people to actually kind of let me know what they think. I feel like this is the best one. I don't like that as much at all. It's about the same. All of light. Actually, a lot of this is about making gameplay, so I probably should focus on doing exactly that. Yeah. Save the ball light there, and then go into topic quest and add it to particle emitter. If you know how to do this, just add it to your data particles folder, and then take something of the exact same name and put it into particle emitter. Add it to the bottom of the list. Now that particle is available for anybody who wants it. Alright, so you want these items here, and this one will be called Ball of Light. Just make it easy on myself. What if in that level it's merely just whoever reaches their goal first? Like you either achieve a certain amount of light or the enemies achieve a certain amount of dark, like some sort of tug of war. Huh. I don't know. Just an idea. Oh, how good that is. It's an idea, though. Keep it in mind. Another option is just them trying to darken the place so that you start taking damage as you get in there too much, or which just makes it harder to find things. I mean, I guess making it harder to find things isn't itself its own thing. Like, it doesn't even have to do much else in that. Unfortunately, all the thingies already have a light. But I guess they don't have to have a light. The other problem is they're also on the mini-map. Does the mini-map ruin the game? It kind of shows everything that's going on. It's also why the maps can't be that big, but it's also really hard to find all the things without it. Like, you end up having to just kind of grind your way through it because things end up kind of samey. Randomized stuff kind of sucks sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It makes it a little too much the same. Anyway, let me add that to the thing there. I'll create a new item here. Once again, don't add any new features. It adds a new feature. Don't worry about it. It's just what I'm doing apparently. Oops. And then oops. Nice. I felt the wrong thing up there. I think I hit undo on something here, so let's can't undo whatever it is. Bummer. Am I gonna have a light-based minigame? It does kind of make it interesting. At that point, I almost want it to be like a lethal type of thing. If it gets too dark. Might be fun for an area. Make it really crazy. Maybe the effect, actually. Oh yeah, type in ball of light here. I swear that lack of sleep is really really making it harder than I thought it would be. You know? So ball of light's gonna, I guess for now it's just gonna change the darkness level. That'll make the darkness system very different. So Your variable is at value 69 minus 1 here. Huh? 69. Let's do it this way. Actually, well, darkness will shut itself off, so it won't matter. I want it to be a big number for now. And then these are event, which one? $256. What am I doing? Actually, this. So we case 5. I'll make 5 a potential random, and it's just going to random out 2 things for the moment. I don't want all the rest of it necessarily. Why is that regenerating? What's that mana not regenerating? Or normally I wouldn't call it this early, but you know, having 5 hours of sleep last night and already having streamed for 3 hours, I can tell that I am just lagging. But it was at least interesting to try streaming earlier. Should be back on tomorrow at the regular time of 1 a.m. Pacific till 4. I seem to be a little more active during that time. I don't know what it is about it, but most of the time I get like an hour or 2 of sleep, just a quick nap before the stream to make up for the 5 hours I probably had of sleep previously, and then it's just good to go. But today I did not, and oh my gosh, it shows. But we still got some things done, so you know, the poison anties are kind of cool. The darkness now does something. There's a new item to play with. the projectile now continues on and doesn't just bounce back and forth all weird. What else did we even do? I don't even know. I removed all the things on the list that I did. Maybe without actually just, checking them off. I just deleted them. So I don't even know. Anyway, I'm going to probably work on those plugins, like an explanation on how to do them, so I can get them up so everyone else can use them too. That should be the plan. I wasn't thinking about doing it live on stream, but I think I'm just gonna get food and take a break first, and then maybe work on it tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway, I will see everyone tomorrow at 1 a.m. Pacific. It's Imaginary Villain signing off for the night.